Well, this was kind of a rough week. So, I don't know where to start. All right, let's start with my life mission. Um, so I want to create, mentor, foster 10,000 people to become millionaires in all six aspects of life. What does that mean? Well, first, it means that they are spiritually in tune, mentally healthy, intellectually strong. How do you measure that? I don't really know yet. Um, I don't know if you can. How can you measure if somebody is, let's go with, intellectually a millionaire? Their health. I mean, are they? I mean, everyone's got to be smart in something, right? History, art, creativity, whatever the hell it is. How do you measure that someone's got there? So I guess I don't even have that answer yet, and so maybe I haven't failed because I haven't even decided what a win is. But here's the problem. So one of my teammates has been working with me for like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. He works on the Millionaires Are Made show, which is like a lot of part of my mission, right? We get smart people to come in. We have a topic, either on spiritual health or physical health or mental health, social health, whatever, and they give advice on that, and we have a challenge. Honestly, if you just did all of those challenges every day, we've done what, 200 episodes, so that'd be 200 challenges. You'd be doing you wouldn't be able to do that in a day. It's 1,000 minutes. Hey Google, how many hours is 1,000 minutes? Like 50? 16.67. So I guess you could just do sleep for like 8 hours and then do 200 challenges straight. That would be outrageous. You would probably be very well off though, because all the challenges are, I mean, they're decided by three amazing smart guests. So the problem with everything in my life right now is that after 2 years, my right hand man that has been there learning, he's watched every episode because he helps produce them. He's on the team, so he's been a part of every episode. He's pretty much met every guest. He's listened to every episode. He's helping produce it. Shit, he's basically producing. I mean, yeah. So he's basically doing it. Um, and he earlier this week or last week told me he's still living paycheck to paycheck, and that really bothers me. He did have a huge family emergency recently, so that probably drained some bank accounts. We sent him some money for that. Probably, I told him, I don't know if it's even possible where he lives, but told him to do a GoFundMe. We probably should still do a GoFundMe. His mom like broke her elbow, so we had to postpone a couple shows. But here's the real problem: is I want to create a system that anybody in the world can either see videos, read, take quizzes, learn like a life of education. And I already know that this is a goal that'll never end. It's the rest of my life basically. Um In-person networking events, in-person retreats. Some of it's going to have to be paid because we're going to be bringing in experts, etc., etc. And so ideally it would be free for someone that literally has no knowledge. Say they're born, maybe they learn how to. We're not going to go that young. We'll start at like 18. All right, you're 18 years old. You're officially an adult according to America. Um, 18 years old, you're out in the world, and you're like, I don't know what the hell to do. I want to develop a way where the more I say it, the more impossible it is. But it's possible, the impossible, where they can go and start learning everything. So I don't really have an understanding how this is going to work. I'm kind of actually just making it up as I go. Bottom line is the problem is he's not where I thought he would be. Sitting here watching Millionaires Are Made every day, I want to have a way that you could take your mental health if you have shitty mental health. So this is something that's going to be much more soon, not a lifetime goal, but we want to have guides. So mental health guide. All right, you have a shitty mental health, you're fucking depressed, you're whatever right now. Okay, here's steps to do. A lot of it's going to be do our mental health challenges. Listen to go follow the guests on their socials and let them start infiltrating your feed so you can see all these experts in mental health. Then, what would be next? You know, maybe reading some books, We'll obviously we'll have resources. Go connect with these mental health experts. We've had them on our show. We know them. They're rather vetted, but not all of them are for everyone. So we might have 100 mental health experts. Only 3 of them might be good for you. And so how do we find that out? Well, I would love to have a system do that. But I mean, that's a lot of work to like a choose your own life adventure with all the solutions given to you. What a great way. What an awesome way that'd be for 8 billion people. Yeah, maybe it is impossible. But maybe we can do 100,000 people. Maybe we can do 10,000 people. Maybe we just focus on just doing like spiritual health or just physical health. Or maybe we just take people from, the Millions Are Made, the show is kind of like to give everyone a basis, right? When I traveled the world and learned that there's people that had, every country is stronger in different things and people didn't know a whole lot of stuff. So it was kind of fascinating. But yeah, maybe we start with like 1,000 people and we just work on spiritual health. I don't know. I don't know what to do here, but the fact of the matter is that someone that's been working on Millions Are Made for 2 years is living paycheck to paycheck and has spent countless hours with financial professionals learning financial tips, getting paid in the probably top 30% of people in his region, town, village, city. He lives in a big old city. Listen, his city is massive. So that's kind of like we've built this whole show to help people grow, and the guy that's running the show is still living paycheck to paycheck. Now, here's the real problem. So he gets paid a base salary, right? And that's probably, I'll look it up. Probably the top 50% of his cost of living, of his, I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm saying. Top 50%. Let's just do his country. He's in the big city, so he should make more than the country people there. All right. Average wage for a CEO is 81,000. So, actually, I didn't even look at the top 50%. Wow. So he probably makes top 40%, maybe top 30%. I'd have to run more numbers. So he's in like the top 30% of earners and he's living paycheck to paycheck. I am pretty certain he doesn't spend lavishly and waste it. Maybe he does. Maybe he keeps it from me and he's an avid gambler and loves to go out and party. I really don't. No, I already know that's not true. And he has a girlfriend too, and her parents. And a lot of his life, I think, is, I don't know what to say here. I think that he's in the top like 30-40%, and I think that he is young. I don't know. It just baffled me when he was like, "Yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck. I wait for the next one." And so, here's the huge problem too. Is so he gets paid salary, and then he has unlimited bonus potentials. Right? When we hit viewer goals, when we hit sponsorship goals, he gets a cut of everything above and beyond. And the problem with me is, so this is coming from a very entrepreneurial American background, right? I've never really had a job. I've taken commission sales before and never had a salary or anything because I knew that I always wanted the bonus. I could do unlimited untapped potential, whatever that. I don't. So this now becomes more of like a culture type thing because he has unlimited opportunities for bonusing and raising his salary, but he almost never takes them. Sometimes when he gets them, he like forgets to submit them too. So he'll be like, "Hey, I did this and hit these goals. I should be getting this." And then he never like tells or shows anyone any of that. It's fascinating, and I don't know if that's his culture. And sometimes I'm like, "Dude, you should have earned this, like a bunch of bonuses over the past month. Where are they? Why have you not done this?" And he's like, "Well, I feel like I'm just doing the job and getting it done." So it's super fascinating. So now with this mission of mine. I've had someone under my wing for 2 years, literally on the show that's supposed to change people's lives. I'm sure his life has been changed. I'm sure. I mean, there's lots of different things, and he loves the shows. He said many times that he would work for free. Obviously, we would never do that, but well, uh, no, I do it for free. Um, but it's just fun for me to give back and teach and learn. And I learn a shitload too, man. We get these three experts and we just trick them into thinking that they're helping people, but really they're just helping us. Ha 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 ha. So now we have a huge problem. I have to teach and incentivize people, and maybe this is not even possible. That commission and bonuses and percentages is way more important than hourly wages. And maybe to some people that's not true. So that changes some things. Then we have to make sure that someone that's been on our show learning for 2 years is actually growing. I mean, he should be growing a lot now. And I'm sure he knows the knowledge. He's a smart motherfucker. So I'm sure if I asked him or quizzed him, he would know everything. So now we have to figure out how to incentivize him into getting more bonuses and making more money and becoming a top 10% earner, top 5% earner in his country, and then eventually globally, right? Then we have to convince actions versus just listening. He has all the info. He's produced 200 episodes of Millionaires Are Made. The amount of info that is hit his brain is insane. How do we turn all that into action? And maybe it's overload. It probably is. I mean, we learn 6 guests every week, so I mean we get a lot of info in here. I can't even remember Wednesday. What was that, 3 days ago? So that's the fascinating challenge that I have now, to try to change the entire world and help them improve. And now the question is, what even is improvement? Obviously, if I could, I don't want to eliminate income inequality, but if I can make everyone in the world live financially free, which I believe is totally possible. Everyone has different levels. Some people are just happy living on a little farm or just chilling. But I believe that we can teach economic and money ideas and practices that will make it so everyone in the world is not struggling. I believe that is true. I believe we can do that with mental health. I believe we can do that with physical health. I believe we can get enough info, and I think I'm learning that the hardest part, which is in the coaching industry, all of us coaches are always like, we can tell you everything, but if you don't do it, it doesn't matter. Action over words. Done is better than good. Sitting around trying to do everything perfect, just get things done, and that is starting to delve into my life mission. So now we have to figure out how to encourage people to actually do all the things that we teach. Millionaires Are Made. How do we get everyone to listen and act on all the advice? And there's a lot, man. Those episodes are packed. We have 3 guests that just pour out all their info. And it's a lot. But then we try to sum it up in one challenge at the end. So then we have the challenge, and that hopefully sums up the episode. But there's a lot of info. A lot of info goes through that. You watch one episode, I mean, you probably have to watch each episode 5 times to get all the info poured into it. So maybe it's too much, but it is what it is. So now we have to figure out how the fuck we're going to convince 8 billion people to, first off, gain all the knowledge that they need to live their lives as happy as can be. Well, first, you have to define what their happiness is, which is also probably impossible. So this life mission is not going to ever happen, but it's going to be, I'm going to argue it's going to be the journey over the destination. And so I guess my really patient zero is the producer of Man. 2 years and he's living paycheck to paycheck. To me, that's a giant fail. So now I have to convince him. I mean, not even convince. I have to insert fun word here. Inspire him that there's so many ways to get above and beyond that. So we're about to launch course. I mean, we have so many opportunities, and it's we just need to tell. I have to somehow inspire him and motivate him, and somehow I feel like that it's hard to put his vision into your eyes when he's watching all these episodes, and maybe he's watching and he's like, oh, those are Americans. Oh, those are, those are rich people. It's not for me. It's not for me. Whatever, whatever. He's probably 25. I actually don't know how old he is, but the fact he doesn't get bonuses or doesn't strive to hit goals to make more money is interesting. I mean, American entrepreneurs, we're all built around that. And so somehow I'm disconnecting with him there. For me, it's like, okay, I make this much. Oh, that's all right. And they're like, but you get all of this commission and bonuses. I'm like, that's what I go for. And even in America, there are definitely some people who don't, but it's very bonus driven. And I mean, that's kind of what life is. You achieve things and you get more and you do more and you put in the work and you get the rewards. I mean, that's true in business. It's true in life. Put in some work, get some rewards. But how do we get him to want to go from like a top 40% earner to like a top 10% earner? And does he even want to? I don't think anybody wants to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that we can eliminate that as a people at some point across the world. Probably not in my lifetime, but I'm going to try really hard. So now 2 years of failing / learning that I'm not doing things right. And so now I got to figure out even more inspiration. Imagine watching every episode of the show and 200 divided by 6. It's like roughly 30, 35 episodes on financial health. And so that's like 100 guests and 100 pieces of advice. And you're still living paycheck to paycheck. And you have as much opportunity as ever possible. I mean, there's every 3 months. There's raises built in everywhere. There's opportunity for bonuses, commissions, sales, all sorts of shit. For me, it's a dream job. If I were young again, I would take it so fast. So now I got to figure out how to reorganize some things. I want everyone on my teams to essentially, I want to provide the opportunity for them to be in the top 10% of wherever they live. Eventually top 10 in the whole country or the whole world. And then we got to work on making sure that, okay, now that you're financially free, I mean, that's a tall order, having the entire world financially free. We're going to start with like the 100 people I employ. Get them all financially free, then work on enjoying so they have plenty of money, then work on investing it correctly so that they stay having enough money. Then we have to figure out how to work on everything else, their mental health, spiritual health, and really a lot of them all tie in together. So that's going to be a bit tough. But life is usually easier once you don't have to worry about money constantly all day, every day. And then we work on mental health and intellectual health, all that other stuff. Oh, man, I don't really know where I went. I definitely got a lot of shit to go do, though. Because that means every person's going to have to spend 2 years working with me and watching that, and it still didn't succeed. At least financially. Maybe I'll have to have a questionnaire with him. 2 years producing Millions Are Made. Where have you grown? What have you learned? You're still living paycheck to paycheck. To me, that seems like a huge failure. Maybe he doesn't care. I can't imagine that. That doesn't fathom in my mind. But I know that every week when we meet, I'm like, what bonuses have you hit? And the answer is always very little. And there's so many bonuses. I don't know. All right, well, I got to go think on that and hopefully figure it out. And maybe I'll have to go in another direction. Hope today's the best day of your life. Until tomorrow.